While Ranger Slayer was inside the grid, Dark Spectre continued to conquer other Power Rangers teams, and this time he goes after the Alien Rangers. Due to the infection that Dark Spectre had implemented in the grid, he could travel anywhere and to any time. Remember that the grid is connected to all epochs, and that is why Dark Spectre keeps finding other Rangers. The Alien Rangers don't know what is going on, so they try to confront Dark Spectre, and this is obviously what he wants. In order for Dark Spectre to infect the Rangers, they must connect to the grid, and since the Alien Rangers know nothing about the situation, this is the first thing they do. Dark Spectre has managed to conquer the Alien Rangers planet and now intends to continue searching for other teams. Rita tries to say that this is all thanks to her, but Dark Spectre threatens her and tells her that she didn't do anything. This doesn't sit well with Alpha 11, and he says that Dark Spectre forgets that this is all thanks to Rita. He also tells Rita that he serves her and not Dark Spectre, as masters should appreciate their servants. At the command center, Zordon receives a message from Elter informing him that the Alien Rangers have been infected by Dark Spectre, and the Rangers explain to him that when Dark Spectre arrives somewhere, that space becomes infected. If in that space any Ranger tries to transform, then he is automatically going to be infected. In Promethea, Taylor, Zach, and Jason are discussing the possibility of the volunteers being able to defend the Earth, and it is very complicated to teach them to be soldiers so quickly. Jason understands that it is impossible to teach them to be soldiers, but at least they can give them a chance to save their home and fight for the Earth. Taylor thinks it is very difficult since the enemy is so powerful, but Jason says that the strength of humanity is to fight even when everything seems impossible. To begin training, the Rangers enter a simulation, a Promethea technology that gives them a very real-looking scenario so they can practice before the actual battle. The volunteers in training are tasked with saving civilians, and the Rangers are tasked with taking out the monster. Despite being a simulation, Bulk and Skull are very scared and are trying to save a baby. At that moment, an enemy begins to approach, and Jason manages to save them. In the Bermuda Triangle, the Rangers are trying to protect the site of the Master Arch ruins because the other Rangers are trying to open the eggs. These eggs are very old and apparently contain the power of the grid. The Rangers are worried about what Dark Spectre might do since he now has so much power, but the Phantom Ranger says that the land had been protected for thousands of years, but now it no longer poses a threat to Dark Spectre. This is why he has done nothing, as now the Rangers are like mice waiting in a trap. At that moment, Morgan manages to open one of the eggs, and now the Rangers go to find out what is inside. The Rangers are surprised to find that inside the egg is a crystal that has all the power of the grid and is a part that is out of Dark Spectre's reach. The Rangers come up with the idea that they can use the Master Arch to turn it into a shield using the energy of the crystal inside the egg, and in this way, they can repel Dark Spectre. Because Grace is gone, the Rangers don't know how to do all this, but luckily, the Phantom Ranger was the one who built this Master Arch, and he can build this shield. Now Dark Spectre arrives in another galaxy to conquer the Psycho Rangers, who are willing to fight, but they are no match for Dark Spectre's power. Angel, who is Dark Spectre's general, explains to him everything that the Psycho Rangers are going to do in the future, and Dark Spectre is happy because these Rangers are evil and powerful. Rita tries to tell Dark Spectre that these Rangers are unpredictable even though they are infected, but Dark Spectre gets very angry because he didn't ask for her opinion. At that moment, Dark Spectre tries to open the portal, but surprisingly the portal does not open. On Earth, the Rangers manage to create the shield and then explain to the other Rangers that this is temporary. The power in the eggs works like a battery. It is a power that will eventually run out, but it is a new source of power. This way the Rangers can transform without the risk of being infected, and although this is temporary, it gives them enough time to plan. Zordon asks the Hyperforce Rangers to travel to different galaxies to find the other Rangers who have not been infected and bring them to Earth. On the first trip they go in search of the Zeo Gold Ranger and Blue Centurion, who were being cornered by the enemies. In this trip some Rangers were already infected, but there were others who were still fighting, trying to use the weapons without being able to transform. Another destination was Miroi, and this time the Hyperforce encountered the Pink Ranger from Lost Galaxy and Magna Defender. They don't know the Hyperforce, so they are very suspicious, and the only thing that makes them trust again is that the Hyperforce are not Dark Spectre's servants. The Hyperforce also travel into the future and now encounter the Dino Thunder Rangers, who are fighting hard, but almost lose the battle. Fortunately, the Hyperforce arrive in time and manage to save all of these Rangers so they can make it to Earth. Dark Spectre realizes what was going on and is very angry as he has not been able to infect all the Rangers. In addition to this, the Rangers that are being saved are also taking them to a safe place where they can't follow them. Rita starts apologizing to him and says that she is going to find a way through the Earth barrier, but this doesn't matter to Dark Spectre. No matter what Rita says, Dark Spectre feels that she is to blame for all of this and says that he has lost his patience already. As Rita is begging for forgiveness, a loud sound is heard. Dark Spectre has destroyed Alpha 11 and says that he hears everything, so he demands total loyalty. This was because of the conversation Alpha 11 had with Rita, in which he told her that he was only her servant and not Dark Spectre's. In the Bermuda Triangle we can see that the Phantom Ranger is looking intently at the Master Arch and then tries to touch it. Apparently, something happens that doesn't allow the Phantom Ranger to get through the arch, and then we can see that there is a spark of energy. The Phantom Ranger tells Billy that he has spent many years regretting what he did as he had built this Master Arch to help his people, but now they are all doomed because he brought Dark Spectre into this world. Despite this, Billy tells him that in science there are always some risks and sometimes there is no choice, for now the arch is being used for protection. The Phantom Ranger replies that sometimes some actions are not worth the risk they carry, so Billy must learn from the mistakes he made. At that moment, the portal opens, and the Rangers can't believe what is happening. The Ranger Slayer goes through the portal and returns to Earth after her journey in search of the Morphin Masters, but she brings the white power coin with her. At the prison, Rita visits Tommy, who has not been able to be infected because he uses the White Ranger power, which is unbreakable. Rita asks Tommy if redemption can be for anyone, and Tommy replies that everything must begin with intention and mercy, but Dark Spectre doesn't understand that. Rita agrees with Tommy's words, and as he frees him, she tells him that he is no longer of any use to Dark Spectre.